Hello, I'm Ali from psychically.net. So this is the astrology predictions for birth signs. This is Sagittarius, and this is for Monday the 20th of April through to Sunday the 26th of April. So I'm going to do some predictions for you. Now, a typical Sagittarius are very, very helpful people, okay? They want to get in and sort it. They do know best. They've been doing things for quite some time, or they've kind of had a strategy or a plan, okay? It's always been good for them. They can sometimes be a little bit too pushy though. They don't wait for somebody else to kind of have an idea. They'll kind of sometimes push forward a little bit with their own. They don't mean to, they just want to help, okay? So that's a typical Sagittarius. They're very one-minded, they're very focused on what it is that they've chosen to do, and they'll keep going, okay, until they get what they want. Hence the archer, okay? That's the archer with Sagittarius. All right, so that's your typical. So on that energy, I'm going to concentrate on you Sagittarius peoples, okay? So this will be, so if you tune in with me, so if you're watching this, okay, and you come across this and it's not that week, okay, I still want you to take it in, because I still feel that there'll be something within it that'll be just right for you, okay? So if you can do that, that'd be great. Okay, so we're going to do Monday through to Sunday. Now that's the general cards, and then we have the financial ones. That's it. And then we have the love life or emotional ones. Okay, so I use the Norbert Loesch for the Cosmic deck. I use those for my general cards. I like the Tarot Deluxe for Tarot Grand Lux, I think it's called. Yeah, Tarot Grand Lux by Caro Marchetti. I have those, just the Major Arcana cards for the for just my finances. I've told those cards that they are all linked to financial structure, okay? And then I use the a brilliant deck that I think everybody should get. If it wasn't so expensive now. They're called the Enlightenment deck by Chuck Spezzano, and he's a psychologist, so he's really, really good at getting to the bottom of people's mindset and especially their emotional life, so they're very good cards. Now, in the shop I was doing workshops and things, and I wanted to get in some Enlightenment decks ready for the workshop for this. We're going to do psychic counselling course, and I thought, oh, you know, I'll get some in. So when I got my deck, they're about £29, something like that, which is not bad. I don't know what it's like in your currency, but it wasn't too bad. And when I looked them up, there was about £180 for English version of those cards. But when I typed in some more, and it came up, I think they were German and other nationality cards, they were there. Now, what I did, I still purchased them because all I did was, I mean, that is still going to be the same in everybody's, you know, in everybody's language, isn't it? It's still the same. Okay, so what I did, I just Tipp-Ex'd out this, you know, those kind of Tipp-Ex pens. I just put a strip across that, and I just wrote carefully, does that make sense, very, very gently, the real word, the English word. Okay, that's all I did. So you got the same deck. You didn't have to pay 180 quid for them. They were still about 28 quid, I think, something like that. But I do highly recommend them. You can use these cards as relationship, what's going on in your head, what's going on in their head, what's going on at the heart of the matter for you, what's going on for them, what's going on the deep-rooted situation, and for them. They are amazing, okay? They really are. You get them into sections. I think there's a pink and white section, then there is a green section, and then there are 3 other colours which are left, which is the blue, the orange, and the black, okay? You put those together. Does that make sense? So the blue, orange, black ones are your head, okay? You think it's to do with your thought patterns and that. The green is your heart, and the pink and white is the outcome. Okay, so you can use these in so many different ways. If you are interested in a workshop, okay, I'm doing them on the Zoom chat at the moment, then please let me know, and we can arrange something. Okay, so these are the emotional cards, so let's concentrate on that for you. So Sagittarius, isn't it? Sagittarius energy for the emotions. There. Okay. Right. So what I see for you next week, okay? Well, between now and the beginning, okay? So it's between Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday too, okay? There is going to be a pregnancy announcement, or somebody will be talking about wanting a child, talking about fertility in some way. This is to do with either gynae issues, anything like that is going to be spoken about. I feel that there is something to do with things not going to plan, or wanting this, or a mistake of some sort, or, you know, because I feel as if there's barriers up. There's barriers up with this. They're also telling me about a character who is very loud, very opinionated, and can sometimes overstep the mark, okay, regarding being a bit too overpowering. I feel this is like a boss character or a bossy character. So it could be a boss. It could be somebody who is being a little bit too pushy, just, you know, in general. I do feel that this has to go together in some way. Does that mean so? This character has to be involved in what I just said regarding the fertility, the pregnancy, motherhood, that sort of thing. Okay, it has to be around that. It doesn't have to be a male character. It could be female or male. Does that make sense, this character? But they're being too bossy, okay, and they're pushing things too much, okay, and it's affecting the people that are around them. All right, so this is going to be around you. So these are my finance cards, okay, so I'm going to give those a little shuffle and think about this week for you. And I've shuffled already, but it felt as if they'd gone a bit cool, so I felt I had to do it again. Okay, the Emperor. Okay, so I have been telling people that there are issues about an announcement. Okay, an announcement is going to be made with an official person. Okay, this keeps coming up for next week for all of us. I feel it's coming up in nearly everyone. The only one it hasn't come up on is Scorpios, which is odd, but it's all the others. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Okay, so far. Oh, and Libra, yeah, but just not Scorpio. So anyway, this is the other card that I'm picking up, which is to do with home, Hermit, home. Okay, so this is an announcement about home, about your security, about things to do with your home. Okay, being on your own, maybe. Okay, solitary energy, you know, finding yourself, that sort of thing. Okay, this is going to be around your financial life. Okay, this week. Okay, the beginning of this week. Okay, so to do with your emotions, I'll give this just a shuffle as well. Okay, so the inspiration card. So you're going to have to be creative if you want to kind of get your head clear. Okay, so I feel that you might be starting a project. This can be anything from DIY to gardening to, you know, sorting out, I don't know, paperwork, or there's definitely going to be a plan to sort, to do, to get things straight or right. You're going to be proud of what you're doing. Okay, so whatever this is, it's going to be it's going to take your mind off it and basically make you feel freer. I can see outdoors with you, so am I saying that every Sagittarius is going to go outside? I can see it. This can be in a garden, I suppose. I can't see you all breaking the rules, but I definitely feel as if there's something to do with going outside. I'm seeing Sagittarius in the energy. You see, Sagittarius, you like to be in control. You don't like to be told what to do. Does that make sense? Your fired up feelings kind of get you. Does that make sense? And make you, you know, say, this is my life and I'm going to do what I want. Just so I do know this. I'm feeling it with you. Okay, there's somebody who's trying to lure you out of your cage. Okay, they're saying, come out and play. Go on, just for a little bit. Come out and play. Now that might be quite nice. You don't quite know really what's going on, but you can see by the card, it's like, you know, this the cage door is open. Why don't you come? Why don't you come out? Look. Okay, so yeah, somebody's trying to lead you astray, basically. Sagittarius people. What are you going to do about that? So, moving on to the middle. Okay, so this is the middle of this week. The middle of this week, there's going to be talk about rerouting, moving, changes to do with home. This can be home or business, I suppose, because it's to do with buildings, structure, that sort of thing, and moving on. Okay, it's like my energy is going to go from here, I'm going to uproot it and it's going to go there. Okay, it can be just a conversation, but it would have to be something quite substantial. It couldn't just be a general conversation. Does that make sense? Like, and then you move on to something else. It will be more structured. I can see, yeah, they're talking about some money, okay, here. And they're talking about doing something different with the money that you have. It's like, I used to put it there, but I'm going to do this with it. You know, we've got the juggling of money card, and that, you know, the juggling of money is always going to be what everybody does anyway. But this would, in order for it to come up in your cards at this particular time, there would have to be something more substantial going on than just the normal juggling. Okay, so there's definitely a decision. You've got the Two of Cups, which is all about love, emotions, connections, new connections with somebody who's special to you. Now that doesn't have to be romantic, but it will be special. It will be light and connected. Okay, so there's definitely an important person going to be coming into your life. Now I know we're on lockdown, does that make sense? But this could be virtually, does that make sense? You know, social media, that sort of thing. Okay, so big changes happening. Here we go. Big changes happening. Okay, what have I been saying? Judgment. The Judgment card is there. So the Judgment is all about announcements. It's about kind of breaking free from shackles, breaking free from anything that has been holding you back. Okay, everything like that. So think about that. Think about the fact that everybody's got it. Everybody has had those cards, apart from Scorpios, in all of the astrology signs. Okay, in the same kind of week. All right. Now the higher mind. Okay, so this is where you need to kind of if you ever thought about meditating, if you haven't ever meditated, then I suggest that maybe you start that. You know, there's loads of free meditation, guided meditations, or just music, just to kind of lose yourself with. Now you might be doing some kind of chores or housework or a job that you've been doing forever. You know how to do it. You don't have to think about it. It's kind of mindless. You can go into kind of a trance-like state without actually doing any kind of mediumship at all. Sorry, meditation at all. You know, at the end of the day, just daydreaming is the same thing. Okay, same thing with your eyes open or closed. It's still going to another dimension of dimensional energy. Now, if you want to talk to loved ones, if you think to yourself, we're on this vibration, they're on this vibration. So if you do want to talk to them, they have to lower theirs down and you have to heighten yours. And that's why meditation works. So you then have to pick somewhere tranquil. Okay, that can be a lovely cottage. that can be a temple, that can be a park bench, that can be like a really magical wooded area. It can be anywhere. It doesn't matter. You're making that. They'll then come to see you. Does that make sense? So you meet in that kind of other dimension. It's kind of nice. If you have a look at that, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Look, connect with your spirit loved ones. You know, they want to be there with you. Okay, they're looking out for you. They're trying to take care of you. Okay, from the spirit world. Emotionally, another person connected to you is going to be a little bit, you're a bit worried about them because they're not being themselves. They're being a little bit strange, okay? And you're going to be looking at them thinking, you know, what is it that you're not telling me? You know, is there something else going on with you? So it's trying to get to the bottom of that, trying to understand them. I feel that you know, all of you, in fact, everybody needs a darn good laugh. Okay, I'm loving the stuff that's coming up on Facebook at the moment. I mean, obviously some of it is like, oh, that's a bit scary, but there's a lot of laughter stuff. There's a lot of people doing wonderful things for the NHS, you know, having laugh, making people laugh. I mean, it's just, lose yourself in it. Does that make sense? Lose yourself in the fun element, especially that other person that you're kind of thinking of at that time. So that's the middle of this week. You then got the end of this week. End of this week, okay, is a decision over money. Okay, I'm seeing that there is going to be 2 job offers coming your way. Okay, this is either a paid job or it's something to do with earning money. Okay, earning money on your own. Does that make sense? That can be self-employment. That can be you know, thinking of selling something and you're going to get some money back from that. But yeah, I feel as if it's like, you know, I'm not making enough money doing what I'm doing, so I've got to change. You then send that out there. Does that make sense? The universal energy then brings you an offer. Okay, it could be that you might be earning enough money but you don't like it. So there's going to be 2 changes, 2 offers. Do you stay doing what you're doing or do you change pathways and do something else? The choice is yours at this time. There is somebody who's making you cross or angry, and I do feel this is something to link. I don't know if this is to do with religion, or I don't know if this is somebody who is, because look, we've got the Hierophant card again. Okay, the Hierophant, which is kind of looking through third eye. He's got tarot cards in his hand. This is my kind of anger or frustration card. Okay, so there could be somebody who's kind of shoving what they believe down your throat, really, and saying, well, I know best, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, isn't everybody entitled to their own opinions? Isn't everyone entitled to find out, you know, their own path? Do you see what I mean? It's okay. Nobody's doing any harm. Just live and let live. But I think that that's going to get on your nerves in some way, okay, with someone. Okay, so we have the Chariot and the World, okay, for your finances at this time, at the end of this week. And Chariot can mean anything from vehicles, travel, movement forward, looking at things in black and white, so that can be like literally. It can mean that you're trying to go in this direction and you're being drawn to this direction. It could be temptation. Does that make sense there? But even if you did get tempted, the World card indicates that you're still going in the right direction. That maybe you're supposed to be tempted. Maybe you're supposed to delay the journey by cutting it out. Maybe structure. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, so something good is happening. So this is kind of, it's turned out better than you thought. Emotionally, now emotionally, this is sometimes like, I call this a sacrifice. Sometimes we have to sacrifice our own happiness or sacrifice, you know, something for someone else. You know, they can't change theirs, so you've got to change yours. Life, I mean, and that indicates, I think, that there's a power struggle going on with yourself and someone else. Okay, I do see 3 faces in the clouds though. I don't know if you guys can. So there may be somebody who's getting in the way. Does that make sense? Of, you know, this and causing the power struggle in the first place. Okay, so that's what I see for you, Sagittarius people. I'm hoping you have a wonderful week. Keep smiling and keep being fabulous. Okay, bye.